Why not?
So I checked the Dow right before starting this video, and it sat at 45,894 points. But I think the people who surround Donald Trump are just continually telling him what he wants to hear. I seriously believe he goes into cabinet meetings, he has the cabinet meeting, and then right before he walks out, he looks at his cabinet, he says, "Hey guys, the Dow, 50K. And then they say, yes, sir, Mr. Trump, the Dow is at 50K. And then he goes out to the general public. He sits in front of cameras and he says, hey, the Dow is at 50K. And it's not. And then he creates all of these stories around it. And let me just point out that when the Dow was rising under Joe Biden, Donald Trump, MAGAs, and Republicans were saying one of two things. One, the Dow doesn't matter. It's not a barometer for the economy. Or two, the Dow is going up because they think Donald Trump is going to be president. And that's literally all they have right now. They have nothing else. The economy is horrible right now. Gas prices are horrible. Grocery prices are horrible. So Donald Trump is continually saying the Dow is at 50K. So much so that they might ask him a question about national security or about the war. And his answer is, come on, guys, the Dow hit 50K.
You intend to potentially put U.S. troops or more troops in the region?
No, I'm not putting troops anywhere. If I were, I certainly wouldn't tell you. But I'm not putting troops. And we will do whatever is necessary to keep the price.
No, and if I was, I wouldn't tell you. Who answers questions like that? This dude is a child. And he started to say, we're going to do everything we can to keep the price of oil down or the price of gas down. But then he realized, can't go there because we don't have that in our bag right now because we've done nothing for that. So the whole time in that little short clip, he's scrambling to think of something good. What do we have going well in our economy right now? And then he goes, aha. I remember being in that cabinet meeting and I looked at my cabinet and I said, hey guys, the Dow's at 50K. And they said, yes, sir, Mr. Trump, it's at 50K. So then he thought, yeah, we don't have gas prices down. We got nothing going well, but I'm going to go to my bag. The Dow's at 50K.
I actually thought when I did this, look, the Dow just hit 50,000 a couple of weeks ago. They said that couldn't happen for 4 years. It wouldn't happen in my term. It's such an outrageous thing because I said it would happen. I didn't know it was going to happen that fast, but it just hit 50,000. And we did that in 1 year, not 4.
So I can't stress to you guys enough how much this dude is either lying or is constantly being lied to. The Dow rose 8,000 points under Joe Biden. Anyone who told him it couldn't rise 6,000 points during his term was lying to him. Either that or he's lying about the people he claims told him that. I tend to believe he's just lying. But based on other things and the way people just tell him what he wants to hear, it wouldn't surprise me if people told him, hey, there's no way the Dow could hit 50K even in 4 years. It's just impossible. It could never happen. And then he's like, but I did it. I did it in 1 year, not 4. This guy and this entire administration are a freaking joke. They are a joke. And the fact that he brings up the Dow hitting 50K when it now sits at 45K is crazy. The Dow has been in a downfall since the day he said it hit 50K, since around the time he decided to illegally go to war with Iran. But then he also brings up the S&P because, again, no one is willing to tell him, or he's just lying his ass off, but the S&P is not what he's saying it is either.
S&P had just hit 7,000. They said that was even more impossible than the Dow hitting 50. And we did that in 1 year. So it's all done. Everything was going great.
While you were allowing Joe Biden's work to keep on working, and then you decided to go into an illegal war with Iran. So yeah, the Dow was doing okay, the S&P was doing okay, and then you screwed things up just like you did in your first term. And about that S&P, it's not at 7,000. it's at 6,500. So someone, please let this idiot know that the Dow is no longer at 50K and the S&P is no longer at 7,000. But that's not all. Because remember how much we talked about the national debt. Republicans always tell you, we got to stop spending because if we keep on spending, we're just going to, put all this debt on our children. And then Donald Trump comes into office and he just continues to spend. And he lies about how he's going to pay down the debt. Let's just remember, okay? Donald Trump at one point said he's going to pay down the debt with crypto.
I'm curious what you think the future of crypto looks like if, God forbid, you don't win the election.
Future of crypto, what does it look like? Well, I think it's a good future. Who knows about anything today? But I think it's a good future. I'll tell you what, you look at values, you look at what's happening and where it's come and where it came from. I think crypto's got a great future. I think it really does. Maybe we'll pay off the $35 trillion in crypto. How about that? I'll write out a little piece of paper, 35 trillion crypto. We have no debt. Right? That's what I like, right? He likes that idea too, he's laughing.
That never happened. Then he came out with these Trump gold cards. Remember those? He was going to sell gold cards to people to become citizens, and that was going to pay down the debt.
The president said rather than having this sort of ridiculous EB-5 program, we're going to end the EB-5 program. We're going to replace it with the Trump gold card, which is really a green card gold, so they'll be able to pay $5 million to the U.S. government. They'll have to go through vetting, of course. We're going to make sure they're wonderful, world-class global citizens. They can come to America. The president can give them a green card, and they can invest in America, and we can use that money to reduce our deficit. Why do we give out lotteries of green cards? Why do we give out EB-5 for green cards? The president of the United States understands that the right answer is why don't we eliminate the deficit of the United States of America instead.
That never happened either. And then there were the tariffs. Tariffs are going to make us so rich, we're going to pay down the national debt. The national debt just hit 39 trillion. It blew by 38 trillion. It went from 38 trillion to 39 trillion in 5 months. Nothing this guy has said was going to happen is happening. None of all these good things. Remember, tariffs were going to make us rich. The gold cards were going to make us rich. His scam cryptocurrency was going to make us rich and pay down the debt. And right now we're blowing by 39 trillion. And Republicans who always talk about fiscal responsibility, and if we keep spending like this, spending ourselves into debt, our children are going to have all this debt and the economy is going to crash. But right now, Donald Trump is spending like crazy with no plan, zero plan at all to pay any of that down. And Republicans are what? Silent. Silent. They would just rather tell this dude what he wants to hear. This is what they do. They tell him what he wants to hear, and he just rolls out there and he goes with it. And then he likes to say, and he has said this many times, you just have to tell people what they want to hear. He's like, Republicans aren't telling the American people enough that the economy is great. He doesn't care if it's great or not. He's going to keep saying it. That's why he does that. He keeps saying it. And some of you probably have MAGA friends or MAGA relatives who are like, the economy is great. And if you ask them to explain how it's great, they have no idea because it's not. But Donald Trump told them it is, so they're rolling with it. Fox News, OAN, Newsmax, they keep telling them that the economy is great, so they're rolling with it. They don't care that they're living paycheck to paycheck, that they got no money in their account, that they know damn good and well they're watching gas prices and grocery prices go up. They know damn good and well we don't have a healthcare plan or a new healthcare plan like Donald Trump said we would. They know damn good and well they have no plan to pay for their kids to go to college, but Donald Trump, Fox News, Newsmax, and OAM told them that the economy is great, and so that's what they believe. They're going to be standing in soup lines saying the economy is great. They're going to be filing for bankruptcy. They're going to be maxing out their credit cards saying the economy is great. These are the people keep telling me that we should try to reach across the aisle to. We should try to flip these people, Coach D. We should try to get them to come to our side. I don't have the energy for it. I don't have the energy to try to flip people who actually believe what a con man says. Seriously, these people are just not smart people. If you guys haven't yet, please like and share. Please comment. Please let me know what you think about the video. Please let me know if what you think about the direction of the channel. I always love reading your comments. I try to get to the comments and, comment back to you guys as much as I can. But please keep the comments coming. As always, please keep subscribing to the channel. We're on the road to 200,000 subscribers. That is absolutely crazy to me. I'm humbled by the amount of you guys who choose to watch this channel, watch these videos, comment on these videos. So please keep it coming. I really do appreciate you guys. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in their heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.